My uncle soon became the most famous mouse in Hamburg, but he and I knew we couldn't have done it without our guide Hans. We wanted him to also receive the renown he deserved, but he asked not to be mentioned in our interviews. He was as quiet as and reserved as ever, and he absolutely didn't want to appear in the newspapers. Days passed, and I realized that our intrepid guide was growing tired of being in a city as busy as ours. Hans never complained, but I saw the shadow of unhappiness in his eyes. Sometimes at night the Icelander sat gazing out the window in the sitting room for hours. He was likely thinking about the rocks and glaciers of his homeland, so different from the busy streets of Hamburg, and of the fountains, seals, geysers, and wild nature there. One evening I asked, "Are you happy here?" Hans replied simply, "I miss my home in Iceland." I explained the situation to my uncle, and he called our friend into his study. He said, "Dear Hans, we thank you for accepting our invitation here, but it's not right to keep you far away from your home. Please return to Iceland if you wish. We won't be offended. On the contrary, we'll be happy to know that you are home again too." And so, our extraordinary guide decided to return to his homeland. As we said goodbye, Hans hugged us tightly. When we first met, we had seemed so unemotional, but in reality, he was a mouse with a heart of gold, loyal and brave. My uncle shook his paw firmly. "Good luck, Hans. We will never forget all you've done for us." I hugged him again, because I thought of these great Vikings as a brother. "Farewell, Hans, and thanks for everything. We love you." And even though he was leaving, I was sure we'd remain close in our hearts. After he left, the invitations to ceremonies and conferences in Hamburg continued. One day my uncle said, "My dear Radlett, this great adventure has opened doors for you. You will become a famous scientist." I replied, "Thank you, uncle, but I don't dream of being famous. Perhaps my dreams are smaller than you might imagine, but all I want is to do work that I enjoy, marry the mouselet I love, and maybe if you wish to join you on some of your adventurous expeditions." He smiled. "You call these small dreams? You are passionate about love and work, and both are very important. Nothing has imagined if you can't share it with the rodents you love. As for my expedition, of course I want you by my side. Where else would I find an assistant who will fall in whirlpools, get lost in a jungle, faint, and constantly complain?" We burst out laughing. From then on, our lives were full of new discoveries and adventures. But now we traveled as a trio, my uncle, me, and my brave Reuben, who always joined us with great enthusiasm. My uncle was right. The greatest happiness is one that you can share with your loved ones, and by that measure I felt that I must be the happiest mouse in the world.